know your way up.
Come on, Simons, look at this dump.
Come on, 4, take 3.
You know your way up.
Oh,
Oi. Take your post up.
I see his powers don't extend to new wallpaper.
A good ritualized fuck would expand your consciousness, not to say your constricted orifices. So, Simons, what have you got for me?
Nothing special, sir. The newspaper, your letters.
Thank you. Oh, stupid woman. Now, Simons. No. The head of our Californian brethren seems to have fallen under the spell of a writer of science fiction. You see what they use my ritual for? That idiot Parsons claims a miraculous illumination from this Lafayette Ronald Hubbard. He's given away money due to me and invokes my scarlet ritual to produce a moon child.
He's dead.
Fun.
He's dead.
and cut. Okay, milk it a little more. Right there, Bruce. Duck behind.
He's dead.
Cut. Right.
Years I've kept his watch ticking away the seconds of my life, marking triumphs and failures, love and loss, and the long painful path to self-knowledge. Ticking away, reminding me that the only constant thing in life is change. And 4 days ago he came from Caltech.
Welcome to Cambridge.
Thank you. You're the welcoming party?
No, not exactly. I'm Leah Robinson. I was hoping for an interview.
Interview?
For Varsity, the college newspaper. If you could just spare me a few minutes to talk about your work and its uses, and how your theories relate to the holistic view of Earth as one organism, and whether you think science is an adequate medium to fully explain this, without reference to the spiritual dimension.
A few minutes.
Yes,
You gotta be joking.
but I just skipped my English tutorial. Please. Where at 5?
I suppose we'd better start. Miss Robinson seems to be later rather than sooner. So, the comparison between Julius Caesar and King Richard III. Mr. Andreas?
Well, Caesar's not really the main character. Richard is. And Richard III is a structureless play. It's just him behaving badly.
And why does he behave badly, Miss Bond?
Is it because in the beginning he says he's not attractive?
Yes. But I that am curtailed of fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this world, scarce half made up.
Yes, it arrived on Monday and we've installed it. This is Victor, our technical wizard. Victor, Joshua Mathers.
How do you do?
The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. Now, why would Mark Antony...
I'm sorry, Dr. Haddo. I had to meet someone and the train was late.
Z93 should cope with the problems your integrator's been having. It's really something, isn't it, Victor?
Oh, yes. Its speed comes from a combination of Josephson junctions and these weak-linked macro-quantum particles.
Brian Joseph was professor here at Trinity. He won the Nobel Prize and then turned to Eastern philosophy.
Yeah, I read the book.
Consciousness in the physical world. Rather cranky, you know?
Well, let's just hope she's capable of initiating a structural analysis of feelings.
How the hell is he supposed to give them all in classic?
Oh, it's a damn difficult.
See you later.
Miss Robinson, do not slander Mr. Satan. He's such a lovely chap.
Don't be so cruel.
Oh, the man's clearly insane.
He's eccentric. Oh, God, Ashby's going to kill me.
How come?
One interview with that chaos prof for 5.
So what's the problem?
He didn't say where.
Well, try the Moat Hotel. They're always sticking visiting lectures in there.
The Motor Market Street?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, I owe you.
Oh, and remember, spice it up a bit. There must be something sexy about chaos theory.
Oh.
Idiots.
Sorry.
Come in. Who would want to open it?
Well, sexual magic. You see, that's what he recognized, the one way to our primitive emotions, sex.
I see. Your virus is a sort of STD.
An STD?
Sexually transmitted disease.
Look, this is serious.
Victor, I'm not a scientist. To me, a computer just gives answers. But the real genius is to know the questions.
Look, mysticism is expressed in words, in incantations, in spells. But the most basic and universal language is numbers. Now, the computer works numbers, but not like us. Like a god. Like a Shakespeare with language.
But where's the flesh and blood? We're just talking about a bloody machine. When we perform Crowley's rites, then you see union.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
I've written a comic poem on the recount in Florida. It sort of goes, Jed Bush skipped his lunches to blunt Florida's punches, so when they voted for Gore, the paper just tore.
Oh, the country split, we're all in the shit. Keep it clean.
It is, goes on like that, about 30 lines.
Do you want to do a cartoon, Clarice, to go with it?
Sure, yeah. Just give me the poem and I'll work on it.
Rick, I'll tell you what. Write the first part of your investigation into masonry as if the big revelation will be in the next issue.
So far, I've covered the dark controversy of Trinity buying up council allotments, the high rate of drunkenness during Rag Week, and the unfortunate and untimely demise of Mrs. Miggins.
Went down in the annals as one of Varsity's best.
The first chance I get to do something important, my man goes missing.
I still don't see what's so important about his work.
You should read his book.
Well, I bet it doesn't beat Mrs. Miggins for human interest.
That's not the kind of journalist I want to be.
What, efficient?
Do shut up, Jonesy.
And I won't tell you that they're probably in the physics lab where they're setting up.
Right now?
Or maybe he's jet lagged or on a different time zone to us mere mortals.
Hi, Leah.
I'm sorry, I can't stop.
Something tells me our cub reporter's on a mission.
I'm still hunting that professor.
No luck at the station.
He gave me the slip.
I've got one for your scientific article. When Einstein was studying light, his equations, they gave him a fright. He went out one day in a relative way and came back the previous night.
What are you doing? This is a restricted zone.
Up the West End, that's the best end, where the nightclubs thrive. Down into a dive you go.
Nice. Did you get your interview?
Nope. I think he's trying to avoid me.
What's he like? Is he another boring academic with no dress sense and dandruff?
No, not really.
I think he fancies you.
Who? Dr. Mathers? I've only met him once.
No, Jones.
What?
But I see you fancy this Dr. Mathers.
Why?
You blushed.
I did not blush. And just give me a break, I'm really fucking this up.
That's what you said about the Mrs. Miggins story, and now that cat's as famous as Isaac Newton. You're a perfectionist. That's your problem. You're like a little terrier. You get hold of something and you won't let it go until you've got what you want. And you did blush.
Redheads don't blush. You're too pale-skinned.
Writing a book postulating on a rearrangement of Einstein's equations.
In what way?
That reality is light. That time is... I'm sorry.
Passing.
Time is passing. Writing a book postulating on a rearrangement of Einstein's equations.
How? In what way?
That reality is light. That matter and time don't exist. They're just byproducts of the degradation of light, the slowing down of light.
You don't believe in time?
Which direction?
And action.
It's okay. We can go ahead.
No, we can't. Professor Brandt's been called to a meeting.
Always some committee or another. If computers get too powerful, we can organize them into a committee. That'll do them in. Is there some problem?
I'm just checking the fault in the program.
Oh, I think I cleared that, but let me have a little look. Thanks. Sorry, I find it a little bit difficult to work when there's someone looking over my shoulder.
Sorry. I gotta be in the bursar's office. I'll see you later.
Oh, didn't hear you. Listen to this. The universe is full of obscure and subtle manifestations of energy. We are constantly advancing in our knowledge and control of them.
Why are you reading his books?
Well, just never noticed it before. And here, all energy implies vibration.
Come back, hasn't he?
There's supposed to be a corridor in that space. But why isn't the Z93 generating it? No, don't go in that space. There's no information for it.
Wilt thou swear to keep inviolate the secrets of this order, or else thy tongue will be torn from its roots? Enter, and kneel before the eminent preceptor.
Without a key, I don't know.
Try something obvious. 777.
Why 777?
Crowley's harmonic law. 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 notes on a musical scale. What would he call a resurrection program? Skull and crossbones.
Pirate's flag.
Comic book stuff. You can't imagine pirates waving a flag and saying yo-ho-ho. No, when a master mason initiates an apprentice, he's laid to death on a shroud with a skull and crossbones before being lifted up back to life.
Death and resurrection ceremony. Nope.
Baphomet. With a PH. It's a name Crowley used when he was a master mason.
So this must be the program that's floating on top of mine.
Some people use drugs or alcohol. The most ancient form of getting out of a tree is ritual.
That's the power he had over people.
And to control our passions. This is my car. Can I give you a lift?
I think I'll walk. Thanks. Oh, and thank you for the letter.
Alistair Crowley.
The Aeon of Horus. His second coming.
In Haddo's body.
The ultimate transplant.
That's just not possible.
Oh, everything's possible. Photons that know when we're looking at them. Particles that communicate instantaneously across universes. You should go and read your quantum cookbook.
The Copenhagen principle is used to justify every crackpot idea. Alistair Crowley died, and when he did, he was cremated, and whatever else was left of him went up in smoke.
Don't you know that every time you breathe in thousands of atoms that were once Alistair Crowley's body?
Maybe, but that doesn't make him solid mass. That's impossible.
And tonight, the chosen 12 will witness the impossible.
Where? How?
E equals mc squared.
What's that supposed to mean?
Reverse it. What do you get?
Mass times the speed of light squared equals energy.
The creation of matter from thin air.
You don't believe that?
Einstein did.
Hey, how come he's allowed in?
Sorry, strictest instructions. I'm one of the 12.
But I've come all the way from Glastonbury.
There's another ceremony in 2 weeks' time.
No, but this is my destiny. It's the rights of a Ulysses.
Not today.
Go on. It's gone 10. It's gone 10.
Mathers. I'm glad you came. You can be a witness. It'll change your life.
Oh no, no one's supposed to go in there. What?
The beast! The beast! The beast!
You have to believe us! I saw it! He was there! Alistair Crowley alive!
I'll take a full statement of the hospital. Please.
I can't see anything. The blind man here is probably out the way. There's the blind man again.
Action music.
Oh, God. There's something wrong with this machine. It's leaking ink or solvent or something.
How are we all?
Shh.
Sorry, I spoke. Look at this.
We can't print this.
Why not?
Firstly, they'll think we've gone raving mad. And secondly, we'd be sued for libel.
I swear every word is true. You were at the lecture. You saw him.
It's sensational stuff. I don't know.
Don't you?
Look.
Survivors claim to have seen the resurrected body of their occult leader, Alistair Crowley. Okay, we're going to press. We might just be crucified for this. Varsity?
Is Leah there?
Leah? No, she's just left.
You don't know where she went?
No, she never said.
You know when her next class is?
Her class? Hang on, I'll ask. Where's the next class?
In the Cromwell room.
In the Cromwell room. I'm a bit worried too.
Pull out, Cal.
Ah, morning, Mathers.
Morning.
Take a look at that and tell me I'm being crazy.
Massage parlor atrocity. Police search for Mr. Crowley after gruesome Christopher. Addo. You know where he lives?
Yes, I do.
Relics of Joseph of Arimathea.
A knife? a cup to catch the holy blood, and a reed.
Okay, well, the knife, the cup to catch the blood, what's the reed for?
A substitute phallus, to perform a non-carnal union, a virgin birth.
That doesn't make sense. Mutilation as a spiritual rite?
What do you think circumcision is? In the legend of the Holy Grail, the Fisher King is injured, and his broken lance is brought into the banquet on a salver, bleeding from one end.
Who was his father?
Well, there was another person, another Joseph, described in the Bible as an Otet, also from the royal line of David.
Who was that?
Joseph of Arimathea. Professor Brent mentioned several Masonic terms. I wonder, does this relate to anything you saw in the suit?
We only saw part of the event in the suit.
Magic has but one dogma. The seen is the measure of the unseen. Pythagoras wrote that all mystery arises from the vibration of the spheres.
String theory.
And Crowley wrote, all energy implies vibration.
Ed Witten claims that the vibrating strings predict the existence of extra dimensions. But you see, you need to produce a graviton in order to pass between those dimensions, and nobody's produced a graviton yet. Unless if a particle meets its antiparticle, it's thought to annihilate itself, but maybe it doesn't, but maybe it just becomes a graviton. Come on.
You won't remember this, Alex, but your theory was that it was nothing to do with Victor's program. It was a virus that Mathers brought over from Parsons' laboratory in Caltech.
A couple of details I don't understand.
Such as?
How did Mathers get out of the ceremony when the door was locked? And who killed Rose?
Can I play with madness?